मुझे ये नहीं मालूम था कि आप बेफजूल के सवाल पूछेंगे।
We're live, sir.
अपनी लड़की भी इतनी रात को बाहर घूम रही थी।
तो ठोक देने का उसको।
So I have with me the two most beautiful actresses of the film Jalsa, Amazon Prime movie, and they both need no introduction, Vidya Balan and Shefali Shah. So let's welcome them both first. So welcome to NRI Pulse, ladies. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
So I've seen the movie Jalsa, and it's, you know, it keeps you on your toes all the time. It's so heart-wrenching. I just wanted to know what would happen to Maya. Is there any, you know, Jalsa 2 which is coming up, any sequel?
I don't know. We're just enjoying all the love that's coming our way for Jalsa. I don't think Suresh Triveni is even thinking of anything at this point.
Okay.
But honestly, jokes apart, I don't think there'll be a Jalsa 2. Maybe it's nice not to know what happens to Maya.
What about you? What about you, Shefali? What would you think the ending should be?
Exactly as it is.
Exactly.
Because there can't be an end. There cannot be a distinct. There is no full stop to this story.
Right.
There is no exclamation mark to this story. There are only ellipses. You don't know where it's going to go.
And I think that's the beauty of the film. You know, the climax of the film is the most exciting part, and I just loved it. And when I was watching the movie, and you two are such beautiful actresses, and you played the you know, the characters so beautifully. But I was thinking, if you know, there is a role reversal. If you know, Vidya, you would have given the chance of playing Ruxana, and vice versa with you, Shefali. How did you put both put a flavor to the characters of each other's?
You can't
Let's start with you, Vidya.
You can't better Shefali's act. I'd be stupid to think I can do it.
Really?
You know, yeah, but I'm telling you this, not just in Jalsa. I feel this about every performance that I've enjoyed, that when an actor performs a role really well, or rather lives a role, they leave no scope for you to imagine anyone else in that role. That's
Right.
true of every performance of Shefali's.
Right.
I've watched most of her work, and there's no chance. I can't even imagine myself now doing a single scene that she's done.
वो इंश्योरेंस वालों का फोन था। झूठ मत बोलो रुखसाना।
Really? That's a
She's
compliment
left
to
no
you,
scope for
Shefali.
that.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. And I feel the same way. Same way. There can't be another Vidya Balan. There can't be another man.
Really? Wow.
Absolutely.
That's a great team.
I mean,
Yeah.
and if Vidya had done Ruxana, it would be Vidya's version of Ruxana, which would have been equally rich.
Wow. So, you know, all these OTT platforms are now giving so much importance to female actresses. And I work for this newspaper, NRI Pulse. This is headed by a female. She's like Limca Book of Record holder. Such an inspiring story. And now, being a female, I feel so, you know, grateful to see roles such like, you know, Ruxana and Maya, and films like Jalsa. How did you think this paradigm shift has taken place, and what's your, you know, take on it? How did you see, you know, these OTT platforms have given so much chance to these female actresses, and especially I think you, Shefali, you have done 6, you know, characters for the last, I think for last year, I think in OTT platform.
No, I don't think they're all on OTT, but yes, I've done 6 projects last year.
Yeah.
So yes, the shift for me professionally, as a learning curve, as well as my as the perception of me went in the industry, or whatever you call it, has been Delhi Crime, which was on OTT. I have to admit that we didn't know where the show was going to go when it got made, and it took a brave director to say that I'm going to put her in the center of it. But the fact that it got released on OTT only gave it so much exposure and reached all across the globe, every small part of the country. It went ahead to win the Emmy, and that gave me the position. That kind of changed my position in in people's eyes. I used to be on the periphery, and now on the core of hobbies and projects.
Yeah.
And that led to Ajit Dasta, which was again on an OTT platform, and the reach and the spectrum. And then there is Jalsa, there is Human. So, and I just feel that the OTT platform has opened horizons, not just for actors, but for everyone creatively, because it's about exposure, it's about experimenting, it's about exploring, and it's all, and there is no limit. There is no boundary, there is no box that you need to fill.
Yeah.
You can really go wild with what you want to create. And it's given the opportunity of creating real human characters, not just what were the norms earlier.
Right. I completely agree with you, Shefali. And Vidya, you have played a news anchor in the movie, and I was a news anchor in India for like 5-6 years. And I've seen, the politics and all those things which goes behind the scene. When you were preparing for this role, who did you refer to, and what was your preparation like? Research like?
No, I actually didn't do any research to play the role of a journalist, because I think I've been an actor for 17 years now, and I've had the opportunity to interact with a lot of journalists, not just entertainment journalists. I've been in the newsroom even for some promotions and stuff, and so I have a sense of how you'll operate. Obviously, I would have liked to understand a little bit about, like you said, the behind the scenes of what goes on. I didn't get an opportunity to speak to anyone at that time because we were in the second lockdown, and we started the film immediately after things opened up. But I think it was all in the script, and Suresh has a sense of how things work there also. So I think it was in the script, and I had conversations with him, fell back on my experiences with the media, and that's what I culled it from.
Who's your favorite news anchor?
Oh my God, I'm in the context of Jalsa. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to answer that because otherwise they'll think that I've based my character on him or her.
High profile case hai. Can I work on the story?
Stop working on the story right now.
Right. I can understand that. Okay. So now what's the response like? It's already on the OTT platform. It's already on Amazon Prime. What's the reaction of people?
It's number 1 on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm not bragging, but I think we're all very thrilled. We're chuffed. And people are sending in great reactions. What's nice is that sometimes they take a little time. Like, they may not call us immediately because it takes time for it to settle, the feeling to settle. But they're writing us long messages, heartfelt messages, and not just me, or not just Shefali, or not just Suresh. Everyone, even my family is getting messages for the film.
Wow.
It's obviously touched. It struck a chord. It's touched a nerve,
Yeah. Being a news anchor, you played a very honest news anchor, and that, I think, that is the role, that is the character. And that scene where this guy tells you that, मैं भी journalist बनना चाहता था, लेकिन मैं बहुत honest था, which is a very hard, it was like, journalist has to be honest, but he didn't want to be a journalist because he was honest. So what's your take? And you were feeling, as a character of Maya, you were feeling bad about it. So what's your take on this dialogue?
I think, I've reached a stage in life where I feel that, honesty is very, you can't force someone to be honest. While everyone should be honest, everyone has their reasons for not being honest, like all the characters in this film. They're all trying to hide something. They're all, which is why Maya has that reaction on her face. She almost feels like on a day when such an honest journalist is actually needing to hide,
Right.
you know, has a certain secret that she's carrying with her. This man comes and tells her that I didn't become a journalist because, you know, I'm very honest. And she really feels like that's a stab. You know, she feels stabbed. I think, I don't think you can say that. I think honesty is required everywhere. But, you know, I think I won't say that only every journalist needs to be honest and things like that. Everyone has their compulsions beyond being a journalist. You're a human being, right?
Right. Shefali, you are working with, Vidya for the first time. What's your favorite scene with Vidya?
I barely have scenes with Vidya.
But still, 4 or 5 scenes. I've seen very power-packed scenes.
I don't know, yeah. I love all of them. I love, of course, that scene where that ketchup bottle drops and
that was my favorite too. Yes.
So much going on.
वो इंश्योरेंस वालों का फोन था. झूठ मत बोलो रुखसाना.
With both of them, and they're both hiding something, and they both have this fear that does the other one know. So it's guilt, it's this thing of, you know, she shouldn't find out. It's a very complex scene. It's a very, very complex scene. But I also feel that moment where she touches her shoulder and says, "Kuch khaogi?" Because again, what has led up to that scene is insane.
Yeah.
It is insane.
Yeah.
You know, also I feel that's the first physical touch that Maya may have ever made for Roxana. And it's almost, that moment is almost hypocritical. And at the same time, she means it because Maya is a nice person.
Yeah.
It's just that the situation is so messed up.
Yeah.
You know, and I think, like when I saw it, I could see the guilt that how is this woman trusting me so much when I look up at her?
Yeah.
So I think that's that moment and what everything leads up to that moment. I think it's beautiful.
I agree that the movie is so intense.
Wait. I know my favorite moment. After having gone, okay. I know my favorite moment. My favorite moment is that last moment where they're sitting on the rock together. They're finally equal. They finally accepted where they went wrong, and they finally forgotten. Only for that much time. That moment.
That end.
Just that moment, because after that you don't know where it's going. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Both of you have gotten this ishara to wrap up the interview, but it was lovely speaking to you both. Thank you so much and all the best.
Thank you, Namita.
Thank you.
Bye.
पहचान सकता है.
सब पता है मेरे को, लेकिन एक चॉकलेट देगी ना तो किसको बोलेगा नहीं मैं.